Imagine a cricketer who could bat with the patience of a monk, bowl with the precision of a master craftsman, and field like his life depended on it. A player who could win games with his bat or his ball, whose quiet demeanor hid the intensity of a competitor who simply refused to lose. This is Jacques Kallis, a player who left cricket fans in awe, yet one who never sought the spotlight. Was Kallis simply a gifted cricketer, or is he truly the greatest all-rounder cricket has ever seen? This is a story of grit, skill, and a humble giant who let his game do all the talking. Kallis wasn't just another all-rounder. For 19 years, he was the rock of South African cricket, a player who could be counted on when everything else seemed to fall apart. He had the ability to shift between roles seamlessly, a skill that few in cricket history have ever mastered. Need someone to grind out 100 under pressure? Kallis could do it. Need a breakthrough with the ball on a dead pitch? Kallis was your man. He could do it all, and he did it with a quiet, understated brilliance that only made him more remarkable. When Jacques Kallis walked onto the field, he carried an intensity that wasn't about showmanship, but about pure, unrelenting focus. He had a level of discipline that bordered on the extraordinary. From hours in the nets to relentless fitness routines, Kallis believed in perfecting every aspect of his game, putting in the work day after day. Behind that calm, almost stoic exterior was a man who knew his responsibility to his team and to his country. His teammates called him a machine, a player who never let the pressure or the expectations get to him. But behind the numbers, the hundreds, the wickets, and the catches, there was a deeply human story. A man who was motivated by something far deeper than statistics. Kallis played with a calm but fierce loyalty to South African cricket, a loyalty that drove him to keep playing through injuries, personal losses, and physical exhaustion. He rarely showed emotion, but those who knew him understood that his love for the game and his country was at the heart of everything he did. Kallis's numbers alone are staggering. Over 10,000 runs in both Test and ODI cricket, 292 Test wickets, 200 ODI wickets, and 200 catches in both formats. To put it in perspective, no other all-rounder in cricket history has achieved such a balance of runs, wickets, and catches. He wasn't just good at batting and bowling, he was great at both. While some all-rounders excelled in one area and contributed in the other, Kallis was world-class with both the bat and the ball, and his statistics bear that out. But stats alone don't tell the whole story. They don't capture the resilience, the moments of brilliance under pressure, or the trust his teammates had in him when the chips were down. Kallis's approach to batting was nothing short of meditative. He wasn't the flashiest, he wasn't the most aggressive, but he was rock solid. His technique was textbook perfect, a throwback to classic batting, grounded in patience and precision. He could stand at the crease for hours, absorbing pressure, leaving bowlers frustrated and fans in awe. Whether it was a gritty 100 on a tough pitch or a masterclass against top bowlers, Kallis was the man you'd want at the crease in a crisis. He wasn't playing for the crowds, he was playing for his team, for the win, and for the pride of his country. With the ball, Kallis had the skill to swing, seam, and outthink batsmen. He may not have been express pace, but he had a way of finding just enough movement, just enough accuracy to unsettle even the best. His role wasn't always to take 5-wicket hauls, but to break partnerships, to keep the pressure on, and to support his teammates. He was the ultimate team player, willing to do whatever was needed, willing to play through pain if it meant giving his team a fighting chance. What makes Jacques Kallis even more remarkable is how he carried himself. In an era of on-field aggression and flamboyance, Kallis was calm, almost invisible. He didn't sledge, he didn't seek attention. He simply let his bat and ball do the talking. He was a player who didn't need validation from the crowd or from the media. His focus was always on the game, on his teammates, and on winning. But there were times, rare as they were, when we saw glimpses of the passion beneath the surface. A silent fist pump after reaching a century, a quick smile after taking a wicket, a clap of hands in the field. Those moments spoke volumes. For Kallis, it wasn't about personal glory. It was about the joy of contributing, of doing his job well, and of helping his team succeed. And perhaps that's what sets him apart as an all-rounder. In a game where players often specialize in one discipline, Jacques Kallis was a complete cricketer. His presence in the team allowed South Africa to play with a rare balance, He could hold the batting lineup together and give them an extra bowler all in one. He redefined what it meant to be an all-rounder, showing that greatness wasn't just about scoring runs or taking wickets, but about being dependable in every way. So, is Jacques Kallis the greatest all-rounder cricket has ever seen? Statistically, he stands alone, and few would argue against his incredible contributions. But what truly elevates him is the spirit with which he played, a quiet warrior who approached the game with humility, resilience, and a commitment that went beyond personal accolades. He played not for fame or recognition, but for the love of the game and the pride of his country. In the end, Jacques Kallis's legacy isn't just in the runs, wickets, or records he left behind. It's in the example he set, the dedication, the humility, and the relentless pursuit of excellence. For those who watched him, he will always be remembered as the player who could do it all. The man who carried South African cricket on his shoulders with a quiet strength that speaks louder than words.